But most people tells that it tastes horrible.
Really?
Sometimes.
As I start my side, can you imagine? I thought he is some bad guy because I never seen him before. I don't know who he is, and I never met him before. It was the first day to meet him, and he's asking me.
Or if I'm ever feeling blue, remember that there's always something that you can do when you see the good in everything.
Hey
Hi everyone.
Hope you're doing well under God's grace and protection. This is Jubilee JJ. I'm Yuja.
And I'm Jacob.
Today we are going to talk about how we met,
How she and me met.
how I met him, how
How Jacob met Yuja.
Yuja. We're back to
Rewind all the way back, 8 years back to 2012. March 2012. In a very beautiful and pleasant climate and a very beautiful country called Australia. I was staying in Melbourne and I was doing my studies in Melbourne, and then I happened to stay with a Korean family for 3 years. All my housemates were Korean except one of my very close friend. He's from India, from my same place. Except me and him, all people are Korean. So one day I'm getting a news from the landlord. There's a beautiful Korean girl has come from Korea for 1 year. The landlord of that house and me were very close. So he told that there's a beautiful young girl just come from Korea in the morning, today morning, and I was cooking some noodles in my house, and I was very shy, and he said, no, you got to go and meet Jacob, you got to tell hello. I said, no way. But he was very adamant, and he said, no, you got to meet. This is the Korean way. If somebody comes, you got to meet, you got to say hello. I said, okay. And as I was almost finishing cooking noodles, she was passing by. She was greeting everybody in the house, and she was saying hello. Her name is Yuja. She just came from Korea. And as soon as she came to me, I gave her a shake and I said, my name is Jacob. And I said, would you care to have some noodles? I'm making some noodles. That's the only thing I could have offered at the time. Surprisingly, she said yes, and I was shocked,
why?
because
Why were you shocked?
because at that time I was living a single life. Most of the time I used to eat from outside, and I hardly cook at home. Even noodles, I just put everything. So I don't know whether it's tasty or not. I have never offered my food to anybody. I have offered, but most people tells that it tastes horrible.
Really?
Sometimes, because I was only learning to cook. I mean, that's 8 years back, and now it's improved a lot.
What kind of noodles was it? Do you
I
remember?
think that was Singaporean noodles, And I cooked and I gave to Yuja, and maybe she was too polite and she said it tastes very good, and that made my day. And I talked to her. I said, okay. I took her to my room. I showed this is my room. Actually, I bought some bangles from Melbourne. When I go back to India, I wanted to give it to my mother. And then out of the bangles which I bought from my mother, I gave a couple of bangles to Yuja. I said, this is my gift, My first gift is the noodles I made. The second gift I can offer you is some bangles. I think around 10 or 12 bangles I bought, like typical Aboriginal are the original people from Australia. It's a handicraft being made by Aborigines. They are very good people. So I bought 12 or something like that I bought for my mother. Out of 12 I gave her 5 or 6. and I was praying to my Heavenly Father to forgive me, just you bought some gift for your mother and you're giving to Yuja. Now only she knows.
I haven't heard about this story.
Yeah, she didn't know. So I gave to Yuja as a gift. It's a pure Aboriginal gift. I got it and then I gave to Yuja with full heart. This is my gift. And she was very happy, and I thought, okay, let her take rest because she had a long flight from Korea to Melbourne. She was very happy, and I was very happy because when you offer somebody the food you made, and when they have the food, when they tell you that it tastes very good, you don't have to actually have food. Actually, your mind is happy, that makes your day. Yeah, that is how I started my first way of meeting Yuja. I suppose it went very well. As I'm sharing to you, I was very shy, I was not very keen to
meet me?
Keen to meet Yuja, like the way my landlord wants. He said, okay, you have to meet this girl. I think she is meant for you, not in a straight way, but I should be very thankful to him by God's grace, because he is the person who introduced me to Yuja. So yeah, so I still am in touch with him, and he's a good friend of mine. That's how we started a relationship.
Yeah.
And then as the days passed by, we slowly began to talk. First day itself, you gave food and you gave some gift. I think she was happy, and I hope so. Were you happy? That's how I met Yuja. Met first time in my life in Melbourne 8 years back.
I have so much question about it because I haven't heard all of that. Even he recorded. After we start relationship, I asked how did you start so fell in love with me. I had the MP3 player which my father gave for gift. I was carrying that all the time by recording my thought and opinion and all of things, and I wanted him to record what was his feeling and how he fell in love with me. And that time he didn't say much about it, so I had no ideas, and now I heard all of this, so I have to ask a lot of questions to him.
You can ask.
Yeah, as I start my side, at first, as he said and as you've heard, I went to Australia for working holiday visa 2012 on March. That time I was just turning 20. My birthday is getting close, and one of my auntie's sister stays in Australia, in Melbourne. My auntie suggested me, why don't you go to Melbourne? Why don't you go to Australia? It'll be good chance for you to improve your English and catch up a bit of culture, Western culture, since I have never been to any other country. So it was a good chance. I was a little bit afraid of leaving my family and my parents go to abroad, which I haven't been before, but my auntie's friend stays there, so she said she will be my local guardian and I will staying with her, actually her brother's house. So I had much freedom to fly to Australia easily without worrying about getting a job and getting a house before I landed. There was Yuja, my Jacob, his friend, Indian friend, my auntie's friend, husband, brother.
All are Koreans.
Yeah.
Children.
Their mother-in-law and father-in-law came after a couple of months, and my auntie's friend's brother's wife also stays there. So it was a very big house and big families. There was 1, 2, 3, 5 bedrooms. At first it was 6 members including myself, and later it increased to like 9 people. When I went to for the first time, I put my luggages and went for a grocery shopping since I needed groceries to feed myself. Afterwards, so when Yuja was cooking noodles and he offered me, I didn't know that he is not a professional cook. I thought he is all the time is good at cooking. And he offered me Singapore noodles, and as I never tried the Singapore noodles, and he offered me, so I ate it. It was really nice. It was good. It was a good meal to have together. But problem was, he asked me, do you want to see my room? First of all, can you imagine? I thought he was some bad guy because I never seen him before. I don't know who he is, and I never met him before. It was the first day to meet him, and he's asking me to come in his room and show around. I was really afraid, and to be honest, I don't know whether he's good or bad. Yeah. So
that's why I'm staying. I'm a very bad guy, so that's why I'm staying with the Korean people.
So I was very shocked and I was hesitated to get inside, because even Western culture is cuddling and hugging is saying hello, right? but I never ever done my life because I was very conservative person and I was not open-minded person and really don't know about the Western culture as well because I was born and raised up in Korea, and he is the person go around his room for the first time, and I was hesitating, but how can I say no? So I fully opened the door and I walked in his room, but I was touched because as soon as he entered, he touched the Bible and pray for a short time. He didn't care whether I'm in or not. He just prayed straight away. So I was really had a good impression about it. He showed how many concerts he have been in Melbourne, how much he loves music, and he showed a big picture frame of Audrey Hepburn, and he said he's a big fan of Audrey. Is it okay to say? And then he gave the bangles. I was touched because for the first time he gave a present and he didn't do anything bad to me, and he was really kind and he showed the compassion. I can understand how good he is and I understand more about him. That's how we met. But we didn't say how we start relationship. If you're really curious about how we start a relationship, how we get to know each other, please leave the comments. We will write back to you with the next video. I have a question.
Okay, you can ask. Shoot.
Why did you decide to show your room to me?
I don't know. I just felt like showing you my room, because
Have you ever showed your room
to my friends.
to your friends or especially girls?
No, you're the first girl to come to see my room. I have other friends. My very good friends who comes because you're staying in the house, and because we have to meet. At least we will be passing by each other when you walk through the room, through the house.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, it doesn't matter. But back in my mind, something told me, maybe my Heavenly Father told. It was not a big room, but it's a small room. I didn't close the door. I just opened my door and I just called her inside. I said, this is my room.
But you said to me that bangles you picked up somewhere, isn't it?
I told her that, but actually I bought from my mother. And then something told my mind that maybe this beautiful girl has traveled from all the way from Korea. And maybe she has to be given a gift. Leaving a family, you have to give some kind of gift or appreciation for the effort she has put.
A lot of our subscribers has been asked for filming this video how we met. So today we did the story of how we met. It's not how we met, how we met. Yeah, so we appreciate your support and love and continuous encouragement, and thanks for watching. If you really want to know how we start a relationship rather than how to start friendship, please let us know. We are going to filming second sessions. Thanks for watching.
Like us, please share us, and please subscribe us. That's it for us. Sorry to keep you wait for so long, because my wife, she's been telling for a long time, so we couldn't actually do this video. We should have done this long time back. You are our inspiration, kind encouragement, and it's because of your kind motivation under God's grace. That's a strength we have. As soon as we are shooting the video, we feel very relaxed in front of the camera. It's from my Heavenly Father. We are talking to a family member. So all our subscribers, each one of you are a family to us. We thank you and we love you very much.
Thanks for watching. This is Jubilee JJ. I'm Yuja.
And I'm Jacob.
God bless you.
God bless you.
Bye.